Hey guys, welcome back to Shane Hunts. Thanks for coming and checking out the channel. Don't forget to go subscribe. We're just under 500 subscribers right now. That's my next milestone. It's pretty cool that we're almost there, but go subscribe, check out the channel. Today we are going to shoot the best gun I've ever owned. I'm going to be reviewing my rifle that I've had for about 2.5 years. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Let's go check out my rifle. So this is what we have. This is my range bag. It actually doubles as a backpack. It's got a couple straps, really cool kind of little thing. So it's got my rifle in it. Let's get my rifle out. And I packed all my stuff in here too, all my range stuff that I need. So for example, I have my stapler to staple the targets downrange. I have our measuring tape just to make sure that we can figure out exactly what kind of groupings we're getting. I also have my targets. We'll use these a little bit later. And then, money, nice. Quota, it's a quota. And then this is my range bag with my rifle inside. This is the star of the show here. Nice looking gun. Let's check it out. All right, everyone, so this is the star of the show here. This is my Tikka T3. I've had this for about 2 years now. Actually, I've sold all my other hunting rifles because I'm so happy and confident in the abilities of this gun here. I have it chambered in 308. Did a lot of research and found out that 308 was kind of the caliber for me for everything Alberta, North American big game. This was kind of going to be the one that was going to check all the boxes that I needed. It is kind of an older model. They've come out with the new Tikka T3X. My little sister Emma actually has the T3X in 30-06. For myself, I wasn't even necessarily looking for a rifle, but I saw this one and I was like, I need to have it. The stock on this thing is so sweet. The laminate stock. This is the Tikka T3 laminated stainless, so the stock is so awesome. And then it's paired with a nice stainless steel barrel on it, so it's kind of a nice combination between the traditional and the more modern look with the two of these put together. The Tikka T3 is obviously really world renowned for the actions that they have, being so smooth. You know, there's no play in this bolt. It just goes, like, the energy that you put into shackling, it goes into putting a bullet into that chamber. Last year, actually, I was elk hunting. There was an elk that came in at 20 yards, and listen to the sound of the bolt when I take the shot. Obviously a high pressure, high stress situation, all kinds of adrenaline happening because of how smooth this bolt is. You can hear how quickly that bolt shackles in another bullet. Like that elk didn't even hit the ground before that next bullet was shackled in. So very beneficial to pay that extra money for those, you know, so you don't have that play. So this rifle is magazine fed. It just pops out like this, really easy. I bought another one of these just at the Cabela's clearance sale or the clearance rack at Cabela's. So I have two of them, always one in the rifle obviously, and then I have this one that I kind of keep in my pocket. It's also loaded up just in the event that I need to pop one out and load one back in really quickly. And then you don't have to worry about fiddling around with, you know, digging into your pack to load it up and whatever. This rifle itself costed me 900 Canadian dollars, which is right around 650 for my US friends. Generally, the rule of thumb, as some of you might know, is you definitely don't want to be cheaping out on your glass. If you have a rifle that's capable of doing sub MOA groups or really tight groupings at 100 yards, you can flaw your rifle just by putting on a crappy scope. So make kind of a note of that when you are putting money aside. They're a big investment, but the extra couple $100s that you'll spend on the glass will pay you back tenfold in the long run. So kind of what I'm getting at is scope was also very expensive. Well, for me it was expensive. It was $900 Canadian, so the same cost as my rifle itself. 900 Canadian, so 650 US dollars. So this is and this one's a mouthful, so be patient with me. This is the Leupold VX3i 4.5 to 14 by 50 CDS ZL. Okay, so 4.5 to 14, obviously the magnification. The 50 is here at the end. That's your face. You have your 50mm face of your scope. Really, really good in low light situations. I've had it out in low light situations. It's amazing. And then you have your CDS ZL. And so that's kind of the cool feature of this scope that really made me want to buy it. So the CDS means it's a custom dial system here at the top, and the ZL is a zero lock. So the zero lock is this little gray thing here. You can, maybe I'll let you listen to this first. So you can hear that little click at the very end. So what this is, Leupold came up with this really cool idea where you can order very specific turrets to the rifle that you're shooting and the ammunition that you're shooting through your rifle. So with my gun specifically, I had tested 4 different kinds of ammunition, going from the cheapest all the way up to the most expensive. Obviously the most expensive ones, as always, was the one that my gun liked the most. It's no secret that Tikkas and Sakos really like that Finnish ammunition, so the Sako ammunition. I bought the Sako Super Hammerhead ammunition was the one that my gun liked the most. I was getting groups at 100 yards of 0.75 inches, so 3/4 of an inch at 100 yards, which is putting everything kind of within a quarter or a loonie. I think a quarter, maybe even smaller than a quarter, but anyway, I have no business shooting like that tight of a grouping. I'm just a regular kind of average Joe. I shoot right before hunting season to make sure I'm prepared, but this rifle was putting those rounds down range like so easily. It was awesome. It was super cool to see. So the custom dial system here on the top, you can see, I hope that you can see, there's kind of little numbers that are outlined on the outside of the turret. And so what those numbers represent are yardages. So if you have, for example, you have your rangefinder, you see a target out, you see an elk out at 300 yards. I wouldn't necessarily be shooting an elk at 300 yards with this, maybe, but anyway, you see something out at 300 yards. All you have to do to compensate for the bullet drop of this rifle specifically is you can see that there is a 3 on the top of that turret. So we're going to take this turret and we're going to push this little ZL in, the zero lock, and we're going to dial it all the way in to 3. So here at the back, you can see, I hope you can see it. So you can see here, right around here, there's a little white dash at the base of the turret. And you align the number of like the yardage. So for example, this would be 3. You align that with the little white dash, and then your rifle is automatically compensating for the bullet drop at 300 yards. It takes the guesswork out of having to look in your book to compensate, or aiming up. Eliminates all that guesswork, and it just does it for you based on the specific ammunition that you have. So really, really cool. And then at the end, you just take it and you flip it all the way back, and you heard that little click at the end, so it's dialed back into this rifle. It's currently zeroed for 100 yards, so it's back to its zero. Anything 100 yards and less is going to be kind of right on or right around it, and then if you need to make another shot at a different yardage, just make the compensation for it. So this rifle, let me just preface by saying I would buy this rifle over and over and over again. It's amazing. It is so sharp looking. It does everything that I need it to do. It's light. I think it comes in with the scope and everything right around 7.5 pounds, which is everything that I need it to be. You can carry it around. It's nice and easy. When you're making those shots, it feels very stable while you're kind of posted up on your shoulder. Yeah, it's amazing. I have nothing but good things to say about this. If I was to be incredibly hypercritical, and if I had to choose one thing that I would change about this rifle, and even still I wouldn't, like there's a way to mitigate it. If I had to change one thing, a couple of years ago, I had a 140 inch or 150 inch white-tailed deer. He was probably out 200 yards out. You can hear in the video that I posted, it was minus 20, sound was carrying like crazy, there was no wind, and you can hear this. So it's just a little loud. It's not so much that you can't mitigate it. I think maybe my fingers were frozen in that video. I'm not entirely sure what it was. I had mitts on, so it might have been more difficult to maneuver, but you can do like 2-finger safety pushes to mitigate that problem. I'm just being super hypercritical. Wouldn't necessarily change my position on the rifle. I would buy this gun 100 times over. So all that being said, this rifle obviously is so nice, super sharp looking, really good tack driver. I talked about the smooth bolt, I talked about the Leupold on top, the magazine fed, the weight of the gun, everything else on this thing. But now I want to show you guys how it shoots. So let's set this thing up. We have our range gear behind us. Let's go get some shots downrange. And if you can tell behind me, it's a tiny bit windy out here today. I don't think it'll affect everything too much. So yeah, I'm pumped. Elk season is just in like 2 weeks, so we gotta do some practice anyway. Let's get some rounds going downrange. We're kind of roughing it. We're gonna be shooting down a very old logging road here, so we want to clear out some of this brush. We want to check out 100 yards. We have our rangefinder here with us to make sure we're getting accurate readings on the bullets that we're sending downrange. Actually a really awesome game trail, but we're not going to get sidetracked. Trying really hard not to get sidetracked, but look at this little guy. Oh, froggy. Look at this little froggy boy. Oh, froggy boy. Froggy. Okay, so I think we found 100 yards. We're just going to range it to make sure. 100 on the dot. Way down in there. On the way back, we're going to tear out some of this vegetation to make sure that it's not going to be in the way of any of our camera stuff or my scope when we're shooting down. I'm pumped to get shooting. Let's go set up our rifle and get ready to go. So I went to the grocery store and I found a bunch of fruit. I have all the way from an orange down to a lime. From biggest to smallest, we're going to set them up. We're going to work our way down from the orange all the way through to the lime. He looks like a happy boy. Happy boy. Angry boy. Yeah. Ta-da! Sunflower. Very nice sunflower. First of all, Mr. Orangey boy. Some little skewers here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna tie this right into the very bottom. You look very happy boy. We're going to stick him up in here. Nice. Hey. Aren't you glad I made this video for you? Hey! Safety first, always. Let's go. All right, guys, 100 yards. Length of a football field. We're gonna start with an orange and work our way down. We're gonna send another one. The orange is still there. Uh-oh. We better go check our rifle. I think we might be off. We're gonna start with the target instead of starting with the orange. We'll see where our groups are at, and then we'll get to the fruits after. Fruits of our labor. Hey! 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. God, I've walked back and forth to that thing 500 times today. Let's go, orange boy. Let's go! Let's go! We're on, baby, we're on. God, I actually heard that hit. I heard the impact of that orange. We'll run our next fruit up. I think next is the Granny Smith apple. Granny apple. Just like that. Boom, baby. I heard the impact again, baby. Let's go! Best rifle I've ever had. Best scope I've ever had. Buy one. Hey, there's Granny. There's Granny. At this piece too. Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Up next, a lemon. It's a lemon. Lemon. We're laying in a boneyard of shells. I have like that many. My Uncle John was a sniper in the Canadian military in World War II. He could sight in guns with 2 bullets. He just put 2 in and that was it. Either way, I like shooting just as much as he did, so no time wasted, baby. Heard that one. Let's go. This is so awesome. This is so awesome. Okay, we have our apple. We have our apple. That was me like 10 minutes ago. He is looking thrilled. Thrilled. Yeah, baby. Love that impact sound. So cool. I changed Limey Boy. Limey Boy is now 180-inch whitetail. If you've been watching the channel at all, you know that that's been the big quest it's been for the last 2.5 years. If I hit this at 100 yards with my last shell this year, we're gonna put it even at 2023. If I get this guy with my last shell, we're getting a 180-inch whitetail this year. Let's go. Let's go. 180, baby. 180 grainer for a 180-inch whitetail. That's it right there. That's it. Let's go. 180. Let's go! 180! Let's go! Thank you guys so much for checking out the channel, for watching, for subscribing. You guys are the best. Hopefully we'll hit 500 subscribers here soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We're gonna have lots of hunting stuff going on here this fall. Elk season is coming up in 2 weeks, and we have whitetail season here also in a couple of weeks. 180-inch whitetail, that's what's gonna happen here this year. You saw it here first here, folks. Let's go. Let's go. Thanks for watching.
Now that ain't working, that's the way you do it. Let me tell you, damn guys ain't dumb. Maybe get a pistol on your